Hello everyone, it's day 4, and today I'm starting the first of many mod overviews. So, to start it off, we're going to start off with the one and only Trains and Zepplin mod. Now this is a newer mod that I added to our Let's Play just for YouTube, but it is absolutely amazing. Amazing. Absolutely love it. It basically changes the way minecarts are used and turns them into trains. Alright, so you see all these trains up here? Well, we're going to kind of go over exactly what it does today. Alright, to start off, we're going to need to build the basic building blocks of everything that you're going to pretty much be doing in this mod, and it's by making steel. So it's a process to make steel. First thing you have to use is coal dust. Coal dust. Alright, to make coal dust, you go ahead and do 4 pieces of coal in a crafting table. You get 4 coal dust. Alright, now this will also work with IC2's coal dust. So if you just macerate up your coal and get regular coal dust, like if you're going to be using for diamond production or any other recipes associated with IC2, you can go ahead and use that coal dust as well. And I believe this stuff will work with the IC2 recipes there as well. If you don't want to macerate coal anymore, you can go ahead and do it this way. But it is a forge compatible mod, so it does work with the ore dictionary and all that type of stuff. So the next thing that we're going to do with that coal dust is we're going to make it into graphite. Alright, so 8 pieces of coal dust plus a piece of clay, goes ahead and makes us 8 pieces of graphite. Beautiful. Well, 8. What if we want to get more out of it? Let's go ahead and turn it back to day. What if we want to get more? Well, there's a second recipe where you can use 8 pieces of coal dust plus a piece of obsidian. Gets you 12 pieces of graphite. A little bit more efficient, but of course you need obsidian instead of clay. So, whatever's easiest for you. Now, with that graphite, you go ahead and combine it with iron ingots, and you get 4 pieces of steel dust. Alright? So with this steel dust, throw it in a furnace, guess what you get? You get steel ingots. Alright? So steel dust, similar to like iron dust, copper dust, tin dust, that you may be familiar with from IC2, Forestry, Red Power, any of those mods. There you go. Go ahead and make yourself some steel ingots. Now, what do we do with those steel ingots? Well, here we got a list of some basic recipes on how to, that are going to be your basic building blocks for a lot of these carts. Oh, really? Let's turn the rain off. You really want to do that? Come on now. All right. First thing that we can build is a signal. Now, what's a signal? A signal basically stops and starts carts that are going through it. So let's look here. For instance, if there's no redstone, or if there's a redstone signal applied, it'll stop any carts that are going through. If there is no redstone signal, well, that's not right. Apply the redstone signal. There we go. Redstone signal applied. There we are. Redstone signal off, it stops. Redstone signal on, it says go. Beautiful. Looks like some of my carts kind of decided to kind of move themselves. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this. There we are. You might be seeing that this cow is getting his ass kicked. Well, there's a reason for that. The carts repel mobs. So you can see that they're kind of, and he died. He died. Well, that's alright. But the carts, the actual carts in this mod will repel the mobs off of them. Here, let's push the chicken in here. Come on. Come on, go over there. Go there. Come here, chicken. I think our chicken's bugged. I don't think he knew what to do. But anyway, so that's the signal. Let's move on to some of the crafting recipes here. First thing to make is a wheel, because all your carts kind of need wheels. So 4 pieces of steel plus a iron ingot. We'll go ahead and get you wheels. Draft gear. Draft gear, think of this as like your crowbar. This is how you couple and decouple carts. Or trains, I guess we should say, because we are working with trains now, not carts. 2 pieces of steel plus an iron ingot gets you a draft gear. And we'll go into how that's actually used. A steel frame, this is a building component to a lot of the carts. 3 pieces of steel plus 2 iron ingots. And a steel cab. 5 pieces of steel in this pattern with 3 pieces of wood on the top. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these carts here. These are all of our freight cars. Now you might be wondering, freight cars. They're basically large storage chest carts. Alright, basically they're 2 storage chests. And you can store anything you want in here. Now, they have different looks, so you can kind of, set up your carts as is. Like, you have grain carts. You have regular storage carts. You've got wooden carts and all that type of stuff. So, if you want to just store wood in these, you can. But they will store anything. They will store anything. They all work the same. They're not broken down into different categories or anything like that. So there we go. Now, I was talking about coupling and decoupling carts. Now, if we want to decouple carts, click on the middle. Click on the middle. They're attached. All right, well, what do we do if we want to decouple them? All right, I think we just do... I don't know. I don't know how you do it. Well, I thought that would work. All right, you're now attached. All right, how do you detach? How do you detach? I might have to look. I thought it was just right-clicking, right-clicking. We'll check that out, and I'll come back and I'll tell you guys in a second. But I thought it would just be right-clicking it again. But maybe not. Maybe it's shift right? No. Well, you can always break the cart, too. But we'll check that out here. I'll look on their wiki here real quick and kind of check that out. Now, those are the freight carts. So these are the freight carts anyways. If you want to store any type of items. Now, these all work with loaders and unloaders from Railcraft. All work with loaders and unloaders from Railcraft. So if you have a loading unloading system with your mine carts already set up, these will work seamlessly with them. No problem at all. Now, you can set up unloaders. Is it unloaders? Or loaders. Loaders 2 above a minecart track now. So you can go ahead and set that up and it'll work just fine. Now, here are liquid carts, our tank carts, alright? 3 different types of tank carts. They all do the same thing. All have the same storage capacity. And these also work with the Railcraft liquid loaders and unloaders. But these allow you to store liquids. They will also store... Here, let me switch off that. They will also store Buildcraft oil as well. So if you want to use this for any type of Buildcraft system that you have... you can go ahead and do that as well and have it look a little bit better than having minecarts running around or minecarts with little tanks in them. So there you go. That's beautiful. Now, the next thing we're going to get into are the passenger carts. This is an SMP compatible mod. So if you want to set up a train system that can take people to and from a specific area on your server, or if you just want to have it by yourself because you're like a lot of us and forever alone, and you just want to ride in your little passenger cart, there you go. Right click to get in, right click to get out, and I just screwed them all up. But that's okay. We'll just kind of get rid of these here real quick. But those are the passenger carts. Those are the passenger carts. And let's go over a little bit of the crafting recipes on here too. For a passenger cart, it's basically just 2 steel frames, which we showed you already how to make, 2 wheels, piece of wood in the middle. There you go. You got your passenger cart. Now, if you want to turn this into a different color... Like if you want different colors, yes, there are actually different colors of these. Just add a dye associated with it. And that's it. You can get green, blue, purple, aqua, looks like lime. All those different types of colors you can get easily with these passenger carts. Beautiful. Alright, moving right along. We've got some new tracks in this mod too. And I'm going to do some of this basic stuff before we actually get into the locomotives. But we have some new tracks. This is a decoupler track. It's called a coupler track, but it couples and decouples. Basically, when a redstone signal is applied, any cart that passes over here, they're going to be coupled together. Alright? Now, this is a little bit harder for me to set up than in just a demonstration. But when no redstone signal is applied, they'll decouple the carts. So, for instance, if we couple these two, let's just kind of get rid of him here real quick. And we'll throw a cart down here. Here we are. Throw it right there, and let's couple these here real quick. Couple, we know to right click in the middle. Now, if you have problems coupling, make sure you are right-clicking in the middle of the cart. Right-click in the middle of the cart. That's where the actual entity of the cart is. So, let's go ahead and push these forward here. There we go, and they will decouple. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Now, moving right along. So here we are. These are the different types of engines. As you can see, there's all sorts of different types of engines. I don't even have a fraction of them put up here. These are all your different locomotives. There are steam locomotives. There are diesel locomotives. There are electric carts. And there's also high-speed ones as well. So the diesel locomotives, now to get into any cart, all you have to do is right-click in the middle and you're in. Alright, so we're inside the locomotive. We hit R, it brings up our little crafting, or our little interface here. Parking brake false or parking brake true. You can go ahead and set. This just basically means can you move or not move the cart. And then there's also kin pole true and false. What this is going to do, if you have multiple locomotives set up on the same train. The first one is always going to be true, and the other ones are going to be false, and this will flip them around so that they can be coupled. Alright, so basically, in order to use these, they need fuel. Well, wait, we haven't gone over how to make fuel. Well, there is a way to make fuel in this mod. So let me run back over here, and we'll show you how to make some fuel. To make fuel in this mod, it's pretty easy. What you do is you make a distillation tower. Alright, the distillation tower recipe is basically 8 pieces of steel surrounded by a firebox or crude oil or oil sands. Now, crude oil and oil sands are 2 types of new ore that will spawn in the world. And these are used as also fuel sources as well. But those locomotives, those diesel locomotives, will also run on Buildcraft oil, if you so choose to do that. And to make a firebox, all we do is 8 pieces of steel surrounding a flint and steel. And we get 2 fireboxes. Pretty easy, pretty easy. And this will get you your distillation tower. Now, the distillation tower basically is just a furnace that is used to make oils, or to make diesel oil, excuse me. You can use sugar cane. Sugar cane will give you a 1-to-1 ratio, so for every sugar cane you put in, you're going to get 1 diesel oil. Alright, pretty easy. Or you can put oil sand in here. Oil sand, for every 1 of these you put in, you're going to get 2 diesel oils. Well, there we go. Not too bad. And then there's crude oil. For every crude oil that you put in the distillation tower, it'll give you 4 pieces of diesel oil. Now you can take this diesel oil and you'll use this in any of your diesel locomotives. So we're going to go ahead and grab this stuff out here. There we go. So we got about 14 with us. And we'll run back over to our diesel locomotive over here. And we'll kind of show how that all works. Now the diesel locomotive, as you can see, it had an interface on here. It's got a fuel gauge on the left, and then it's got this little storage area. Now, if we just put this in here, you see that this all fills up. This is the amount of oil that it stores. Okay, so you saw we lost about 5 pieces of diesel oil, but it filled up our tank. Okay, so pretty easy. That's how the diesel engines work. Now, there's another one. There's also steam engines. Well, steam engines have a little bit different interface. Now, they have a burn area, but they also have a water bucket area. So let's grab a water bucket. Water bucket right here. And if we throw this in here, you can see that the water actually goes in the tank this time. And we're going to need coal. Alright, so let's grab some coal here. And charcoal will work just as well too, but we're going to go ahead and throw some coal. Throw some coal in here, and it's going to burn coal and use water in order for the steam engines to work. Alright, so for steam engines, coal and water, diesel engines, fuel. Now the diesel engines will of course use Buildcraft oil. Steam engines won't use Buildcraft oil, because that makes sense. Alright, now let's say you want more of a storage area. You want more of a storage area because your trains are going to be running for a little bit. What you can make is an item called a tender. So let's go ahead and grab a tender out of here. Now there's 2 types of tenders. There's a small tender and there's a heavy tender. Well, let's grab the heavy tender and let's take a look at it. Heavy tender is made by using 3 wheels on the bottom, 5 pieces of steel, and a piece of coal on top. And then you can just attach it to any locomotive, and this is the interface. You can put IC2 water cells in here. You can put water buckets in here if you care to. You can go ahead and put your coal in here as well, and it'll use the coal for you. And if you hop in here, as you can see, we're already burning. Our water is open, even though I don't have anything actually in here. Okay, so that's what tenders are for. Is they're used for storage, and as long as they're attached to the locomotive in front of it, it will go ahead and use the resources from the tender. So, well, we're in the train now. Well, what the heck do we do with it? Well, we start driving. To move forward, you go ahead and just hold down W, and that's going to go ahead and increase your speed. As you can see, our speed is slowly but surely going up. And this will get us to a maximum of 130 kilometers per hour. Not too bad. Not too bad. And then, of course, if you want to stop, just hold S. And that's going to bring you down slowly but surely to a stop. There we go. And then you can hop out. But there we are. So you can drive your trains around, or you can start them up and just let them kind of do their own thing if you have automated systems set up. But there you go. That covers the locomotives. Or most of them anyway. That covers the diesel and the steam ones. But now let's move on to a couple new ones. We have electric ones as well. And you look at this and you're like, wait, that's from IC2. That's not from Trains and Zeppelin mod. You're absolutely right. This is an MFSU from IC2. Now let's go ahead and grab this Lapitron crystal out here, and I'll grab a new one here. Now these you can hook up straight into an MFSU, and what these are overhead lines. Okay, so basically what you do is you run an overhead line out, and you run it two above the actual track, and this will power any train, any electric train that's on here. So if we hop in here, as soon as we actually get some power, there we go. Oh baby, now we're getting some power. All right. So as you can see, this will turn up as soon as this has power into it. It takes a minute for the lines to actually fill, but as soon as the lines are filled, this will have power in it, and then we'll be able to run this train along the track without the use of any type of external battery. Now you can use batteries and stuff like that, or you can just use redstone. If we just were to grab a stack of redstone, for instance, let's grab some redstone here real quick. You can throw redstone in here, and it'll burn redstone. Alright, so if you don't want to burn redstone and you would much rather have, like, if you have, oh, it's raining? There we go. If you'd much rather use your IC2 power and kind of run an overhead rail system, kind of like San Francisco or something like that, by all means, you can definitely do that. So, before we get to our last high-speed rail train, there is one thing I have to show you that is way over here. Way over here. This is going to be a little run. It's going to be a little run, but that's alright. We'll go back over and, you know, look at all these beautiful, beautiful trains again. Oh, they're so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I have an item over here. Oh, you see it in the distance over by the village? You're like, what is that? That, my friends, is the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin. Yes, this has a flying Zeppelin in this mod. And basically all you do to make it work is you hop in by right-clicking on the center here. And this might be... Why are you... What? There we go. There we go. Let me replace it down here. I think it was because I was playing around with it before and I kind of crashed it because I was having too much fun. But there we go. Oh, now we're in. Now we're in. And right click to get in, right click to get out. Pretty easy. No problem at all. Hit R. That brings up your UI. R brings up your UI, and this is where you can go ahead and put your coal. This just runs on coal, charcoal, anything like that. Now, that we've got it running, how do we make it work? Y will let you will start your ascent up. X will bring you down. W will bring you forward. X will bring you back, and then A and D will to make you move left and right. All right, pretty easy. Not too hard out, and you can jump out when you're all done. But this allows you can use these in the Nether. You can use these in the overworld. Easy mode of transportation if you no longer want to fly around on your minecart or drive around on your trains. You can go ahead and use your Zeppelin. So let me make my way over to our last train, which was the high-speed train. And once I get over there, we'll be right back. So here we are with our last train. This is the high-speed train. Now, the high-speed train is another electric train. So this will run on either overhead wires, redstone. Well, I don't know if it'll run on redstone. Yes, it'll run on redstone, IC2 batteries, or uranium cells. Now, with uranium cells, you have the chance of it blowing up or starting on fire, more likely. But you can reduce that chance by putting coolant cells in here. So if we open up the UI, as you can see, we've got can pull true. But you can put uranium cells if you so choose. If we put a uranium cell in here, now we have power. Or we can put batteries. If we decide to put batteries in here, it'll use up the battery as soon as it's done with the uranium cell. But since we're using uranium cells, we can put coolant cells. Let's see, coolant. There we go. Let's grab a couple coolant cells. Putting a coolant cell in here will actually reduce the risk of you... I don't know if it goes in here. Yeah, I think it goes in there. Will actually reduce the risk of you starting it on fire. So that's what we'll do. We'll just go ahead and go this way. And if we turn it on, as you can see, we are now going 280 kilometers per hour on our high-speed rail. Oh. We hit the wall too fast. We hit it too fast. But it didn't do anything to us. Didn't do anything to us, and I guess it didn't do anything to the train either, but it blew up one track. I think we should do that again. I think we should do that again. Here, go back the other way. I want to do that again. Let's go in here, throw in our coolant cell in here real quick. Let's throw another uranium cell. Throw a coolant cell. Let's go ahead and go. Now, you need the high-speed transition tracks in order to hit max speed, because otherwise it takes forever to get up to max speed. As you can see, we're stuck at like 84 kilometers per hour. So you need to hit those high-speed transition tracks at the beginning, and then you'll be good. And then you'll be able to get up to a maximum speed of 280 kilometers per hour. Otherwise, you're stuck at this 84. But obviously, another very, very cool train. Fast to get around. Let's just go ahead and pop it out. We got to do it one more time, though. We got to do it one more time. I'm just saying. We've got to do it one more time. So we go in here, and obviously it's faced the wrong way, but that's no problem. Oops. I always, like, forget there. It's R. It's R. Let's go ahead and throw our IC2 battery in here. Go ahead and turn it the other way. There we are. And we'll go ahead and speed it up here. We're currently at 166, 190, 200, 280. There we are, 280. And we're going to blow it up again. Beautiful. I love that. I love that. It doesn't hurt you any. It doesn't hurt the train any, but it sure screws up the track a little bit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our mod overview of the Trains and Zeppelins mod. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and this opens up your eyes to some new ideas for using something just besides Minecraft, or minecarts, excuse me. I was going to call it Minecrafts, but no, minecarts. But a lot of cool stuff. I did not include everything in here on purpose. There's still a lot of different locomotives that I didn't show. A lot of different carts and everything that you can play around with. There's a jukebox cart. There's crafting carts, which have furnaces and crafting benches on them that allow you to craft and furnace up your stuff on the go. There's also flatbed carts that allow you to move items around as well. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care now.